new special teams coordinator here at the University of Pittsburgh. Happy to be here. Excited about this opportunity. Excited to be back up in the, I don't know, I guess it's not Midwest. I'm originally from Cleveland, so I'm kind of near Cleveland, but I'm really fired up about this opportunity here at Pitt.
You spent most of your career in the NFL,
Yes,
back
sir.
in the college ranks. What's the biggest difference you found going from
Other than the young men, the players being younger, not as have as much experience, obviously, as they do when they come to the NFL. But the great thing about coaching special teams at any level is that I get to coach the entire team, except maybe the quarterbacks, and who wants to coach quarterbacks? I'm not smart to coach quarterbacks. But they might be backup holders. So I coach the D-line, on field goal, block O-line, on field goal, and every other position and every other phase of special teams. So that part is very similar to the NFL. But I think it's just the experience level, to be honest with you. But so when I say certain techniques or talk about different techniques or talk about how I want practice to look or whatever, I might have to, do a few more reps than I wouldn't have to do in the NFL. But other than that, it's very similar.
What made you want to do the job in college?
Do want to do this job?
Like do the jump,
Oh,
you
the
spent
jump.
so
I'm
much
sorry, I
time-
misunderstood you.
No, but you spent so much time with the NFL now to jump to college. What made you want to do that?
I think coaching is teaching. I learned that from my father a long, long time ago. I love special teams. I love football. I tell our guys all the time it's the greatest team game that's ever been invented. And dealing with the whole team. I've known Coach Narduzzi for 26 years. We were at Northern Illinois together in 2000 and 2001. And the opportunity to work with a good person, a good man who is also a good football coach that's run a great program here, to be a part of something special, to help us hopefully win an ACC championship, make the playoffs, that type of thing. I think that opportunity to make a jump, I wasn't in the NFL. My last year was in Cleveland in 2022. I was out in 23 because I got let go really late by Cleveland. They did me that favor, or disfavor. Then I coached high school ball for a year, volunteered, loved it, and I got back into coaching last year in college in North Carolina. So I've had a kind of a crazy last few years, but I got a great wife who's supportive of what we do. She would have been happy if I retired, and I said I'm only 59, I'm too young to retire, so I'm gonna keep rolling. And like I said, I love coaching, I love what I do. So to me, it's not so much of a jump, it's just continuing on doing something just at a different level.
How would you evaluate that year in North Carolina? What were some positives, negatives? Just what did you learn from that time?
I think the positives were mainly that I learned a lot. Obviously, he's a great head coach. His football IQ is incredible. I learned a lot in that regard. It was a tough year for a lot of different reasons, but I'm very happy to be where I'm at. I'm glad to be here, to be honest with you.
What made it difficult?
Well, you went 4-8. First of all, we didn't play good enough on special teams. Second of all, I think at the end of the day, it was good that I left. It's worked out well for me. I'm a big believer in God always has a purpose and a plan for everything that He does, and a big reason why I'm here is I had to leave North Carolina first. So I think those dominoes had to fall first, and now I'm here. Now I'm really excited, very excited to be here.
What did you find most attractive about this opportunity? Just what were the conversations with Pat like leading up to when you joined the staff?
Well, first of all, it's one of those things where you can split up. It used to be the tight end special teams, right? They had a combination. I didn't want to do that. So I went to North Carolina, I was coaching special teams, and people say only special teams, which drives me crazy a little bit, but because it's a big job. I didn't want to coach offense or defense. That's not my specialty. I've been coaching special teams for, solely since 2002, my entire career. So pretty much my entire career. So at the end of the day, having the opportunity to come here to coach special teams and focus on special teams and making our special teams as great as it can be, and then the fact that we hired my son as my assistant, and he's going to help my defense as well. He's a great young coach, and I do my job. He's really good at what he does. But at the end of the day, the combination of working with Pat, working here at the University of Pittsburgh in a program that he's built, this culture is really what I was looking for. Those combinations are many of the reasons I'm really excited to be here.
What's your son's name and just what's his coaching experience?
So his name is Michael Jr. He's a junior, Priefer Jr. They call him Coach Priefer Jr. He's coached, 2000, I believe 18. He was a GA at University of Minnesota, and then 19 and 20 he was here as a GA. So Coach Narduzzi knew him. He's very familiar with it. He was on defense at the time, helped a little bit in special teams. 20, I believe he went to Northwood University. 21 was I may be missing somewhere there. 21 Western Illinois. A couple years at University of Kentucky, and then this past year was at Incarnate Word, where he's running his own show. We had to convince him to come here. He was best teams coordinator, outside linebacker coach, associate head coach. Head coach, they really liked him down there, and he's not going to come and get a young head coach. So we had to convince him this was the right job for him. So he debated it for a while, and but I'm glad he's here because he's going to do a great job on special teams and on defense, and just be great for our players.
How would you define your philosophy on special teams and how you want to attack teams?
So we talk about all the time. I've been talking about the next 4 words. I'll tell you for the last 25 years. Number 1 is toughness. We got to be tough mentally and physically tough. Number 2 is effort. Special teams is all about want to, and especially in the NFL when these guys come in and they rarely play special teams when they get drafted or whatever. We have to convince them that play special teams and play it at a high level. So it's effort. It's the second word. The third word is discipline. You guys are all pretty young about, maybe remember Bobby Knight, the great head coach in Indiana, doing what you have to do when you have to do it, do it to the best of your ability, and then do it that way all the time. That's discipline to me. I mean, I'm a Naval Academy grad. I flew helicopters in the Navy, and they always want to say, well, discipline is the military discipline thing, but it's really not. It's part of it, part of who I am, obviously. But at the end of the day, playing disciplined style of football, playing penalty-free, being accountable, being reliable, all those sorts of things go into that definition of discipline. And the last one is enthusiasm. I already mentioned it. Football is the greatest team game ever invented, in my opinion. Have enthusiasm. I think you have to love football if you're going to cover a kickoff. You got to be a little bit nuts, and you got to love football. To be on punt return, to be a punt returner. I mean, those guys, it's a dangerous job at times. So at the end of the day, loving the game and playing at a high level, playing with mental and physical toughness, and playing a disciplined style of football, that's who we are. Hope that answered your question.
Pitt's had 2 punt return touchdowns. The last 2 seasons had some pretty lengthy kick returns as well. Just curious, are there certain keys or certain important elements of structure and design to those units that allow for long returns in your experience?
That's a great question. I think number 1, you have to have a great returner. You have to have somebody that has the ability to break tackles, has the ability to make that first guy miss, has the ability and speed in order to go down the sideline or whatever to score. Number 1, that's number 1. Number 2, I think you have to have sound schemes. I think you have to have players that believe in the techniques that we're teaching them, believe in the fundamentals that we're teaching them. Understanding that you have to play penalty-free football, that's part of the discipline part of it. I think when you have the combination of those things, with the number 1 thing being a great returner, you have a chance to score every time you go out there. I mean, when in the NFL, I had Cordero Patterson. Every time Cordero touched the ball, people, we thought he was going to score. He scored a lot for me in Minnesota. He's got the NFL record for kickoff returns. Marcus Sherrill's my punt return in Minnesota I was there for 8 years. He's got pretty much every punt return record at Minnesota. So you have those type of players. Then guys play harder. They want to block for a guy like that. They want to block for a great returner. They want to hold up. They want to be on that unit. You know what I mean? So, and they take a lot of pride when the returner scores. They take a lot of pride in their job and what they do.
Is it as simple as find the fastest guy, so if the scheme is right, he can hit it and go?
The speed helps. Quickness helps. I think in fact, they caught some punts today off the jugs. You have to find a guy that you can trust back there. Turnovers kill you. We can't muff a punt. We can't lose. I think they had a couple of those last year. We can't have any of that stuff. You have to. The number 1 goal of the punt return unit and kickoff return unit is to give the ball to the offense in the best field position that we can. All right, give them a great field position and the ball. If you score it as a bonus, obviously that's a huge big play for our football team. But at the end of the day, it starts with ball security. All right, so it's not always that easy. Some of the fastest guys I've ever coached, like Percy Harvin in Minnesota, great kickoff returner, was terrified to catch punts. Wanted nothing to do with punts. Cordero Patterson either. They didn't like doing that stuff. So you have to find a guy that can A, catch it, B, make that first guy miss, and then C, have the ability and vision to find the seams when they're there.
A couple of years at Cleveland, you've obviously traveled to Pittsburgh and the AFC North. I mean, what did you just learn about special teams and the elements of accuracy?
That open end is tough. That's a tough place to kick a field goal. I know that for a fact. Pregame, I had a couple of rookie kickers over the years in Cleveland and other from Minnesota. I played here several times. They didn't like that open end. They kind of freak them out in pregame. So I had to do a little bit of counseling before the game to try to to get them to calm down. But it's a great stadium. It's a great location. I love this area of the country. I love coaching the AFC North because of the toughness, and you're playing in cold weather. You're going to play in snow sometimes. So I've always admired the way. Obviously, all 4 of those teams play in that division.
It seems like kickers and punters these days, everyone has a personal coach. How much do you work with them on the finer details of that?
Another great question. You guys are good. Everybody has those coaches now, whether it's Jamie Cole or whether it's Chris Saylor or whether it's whoever. What I'd like to do is I get to know these guys, like I get to know our guys now, and I'm like, okay, what can I do to help you? Do you want me to watch your plant foot today, kicker? Do you want me to watch your drop if you're a punter? Do you want me to watch the center? Do you want me to watch your hands? So I know enough about all of that stuff that I can help them. I'm never going to tell them, hey, it's going to be my way or the highway. I'm never going to do that because they're already good for a reason. They're good. They're here for a reason, so they're pretty good players. So what I try to do is try to enhance and help them. Figure out, what can we do to help them continue to be better? And the big thing at this level is consistency. Really, any level is consistency. So how can I help them with their drop, with their footwork, with their steps, with their plant foot, with their ball strike, whatever the case may be, kicker, punter, whatever it is? How can I help them take what they've learned from their coaches and make them more consistent? And we watch film all the time. They go out there and they film themselves, and because I can't be out there with them right now. And then we come in here and we watch the tape together 3 days, 4 days a week.
What kind of work? 15 upcoming spring ball practices. Just what would you say, broadly speaking, your main objectives are for special teams?
Number one goal is fundamentals. I want them to be able to do the things that we're going to ask them to do on Saturday afternoons, Fridays, Thursdays, whenever we play, at a high level. So the big thing, you can't just draw up a scheme and say, I hope you're going to be good at it. You have to help them and put them in position to be successful. So the big thing for me is fundamentals and techniques, and we're going to spend a ton of time. Like kickoff, return, punt return is going to be all fundamentals all spring. We won't even put in the scheme. Punt, we're going to introduce a scheme. Kick, field goal block, you introduce your schemes, which are not as complicated, obviously. But at the end of the day, it's going to be fundamentals and techniques from day 1 through day 15.
Pitt's brought in a lot of new transfers in the special teams area. I mean, is it nice just you're a new head coach, got some new guys with you, able to mold them in the way you want them for the seasons? That help
Yeah, I mean, they're young, but they're good. I mean, we got Justin from Purdue. He's got 4 years left as a snapper. He's really, really good. We'll have a walk-on snapper come in to compete against him in the summer. We got 2 kickers competing against each other. One was at Western Illinois last year. One was at Northern Arizona. Both successful. A really good competition there. And we got 2 punters. We got Gabe came from Idaho State, I believe, and then Cayman, who was here. And I really like Cayman. They asked me when I first got here for my interview. They asked me to watch Cayman. I said, I like this kid. You don't want him to go to the portal. So we've got competition at every spot. And to me, that's how you get better, obviously. And then returners, punt returners aren't coming back. We got a bunch of new guys we're working with, kickoff returners, pretty much the same thing. So we got a whole new young group, and that excites me. So I get, like you said, I don't know if I mold them, but I'm going to help them in the image of what we think a great special teams player should be at every position. We're going to help them get there.
You spent a lot of time in the NFL. The last couple of years, they changed the kickoff at that level. Do you like that college still has the more sort of traditional kickoff?
I love the fact that it's still the older rules, the old NFL rules, or obviously the college rules. The good thing about the NFL rules is that there's more returns. I think it was 70%, and I think it's the exact opposite in college. It's only like 30% return. I'm a big kick it high, let them return it, and let's go cover. Because you can do a lot of great things. You can get tackles inside the 20, you can cause penalties, you can cause turnovers. And I know people say we give up a big play. I think we're going to be pretty darn good on kickoff, so I want to make sure that we're very aggressive, and I'm an aggressive mindset guy. I was dumb enough to kick it to Devin Hester back in the day, and I was really dumb. That's my wife used to tell me all the time, you're going to kick it to him this week, aren't you? I said, yeah, sure, why not? Let's go play. And he heard us a few times, but we got him a few times. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. I'm not saying I'm smart, I said that before, but I'm an aggressive mindset guy. I think we can take advantage of great cover players that I think, and I know we have here. We just got to get them to where we need them, and we'll be very good. And hopefully, all 6 agents. That's what we're looking for.
You 11 years ago, in a situation in Minnesota, and it's obviously well publicized. I think we all read about it when you got hired. I was curious how that affected or shifted your mindset and your approach, personally and professionally,
Sure.
in the time since then.
I just think sometimes when you say things off the cuff and you shouldn't say them because of hurt people's feelings or saying things that you shouldn't say, I learned a valuable lesson. It was a dumb comment on my part. I paid the price for it, and I think I learned from it, and it's never happened again, nor will it ever happen again. I have too much respect for people. I'm a Christian guy. I like people. I like what I do. At the end of the day, I just think you just got to treat people good all the time. And I usually, 99.9% I do. I made a mistake.